Hi, welcome to Popcorn, the smarter email marketing lead management platform. Before we get started on this, I just wanted to say a huge thank you for joining us, and if you ever have any questions, please feel free to give us a call because we're always here to help. So, in this video, what are we going to do? We're going to cover all the basics of getting started with Popcorn. That's going to cover everything from how to import your contacts, through to creating an email, right the way through to running reports and managing your prospects through sales pipelines. So, let's get started. Okay, so now that we've logged into the platform, this is the first thing you'll see, which is the dashboard. At the moment it doesn't look very exciting, but that's just because we haven't started using the platform yet. So if I give you a very quick talk through, the first section is reports, which is here. So in here you can see your hot, warm and cool prospects, which are based on the actual behaviours across email and website activity. The next section is account usage. That shows you how many emails you sent, how many you've got left. The next section after that is your website activity. Now this section is probably one of the most important things you need to remember to do before getting started. If we go into here, this will show us how many people we've had going onto our website. That's not just from email, but in general across your whole platform's activity, and also how many people have been going through from your email. What you need to do is you need to click this link here, tracking code, and then once that's loaded up, you need to go down to this section here and copy the code. As you can see here, there's a quick description of how to do it. If not, go to our help guides in the blog section of our website, and it'll tell you where to put that. But what that does, that allows us to be able to track people when they go through to your website, so you can see every single page that they're looking at, which will be tracked in history. So if we go back to the dashboard now, the final section you need to look at is recent activity, and in this section it will talk you through everything that's been happening in the platform, so the amount of opens, clicks, unsubscribes, etc., all of which are clickable, so you can go through and see exactly what everybody's been doing. Again, here is the activity section. When you start using it and creating emails, this will show you all your latest campaigns, so it's a nice quick access section. The next part is sales pipelines. On here at the moment it doesn't show anything, but you can easily add stuff, and I'll talk you through how to do this, and it's a way of managing your prospects that are generated from within the emails, and also if you want to manually add them. So there's a quick overview of the actual dashboard itself. Okay, the first thing we need to do before we can actually start creating our emails is to import some contacts. So if we click on New and Contact, this gives us a pop-up which will appear anywhere in the platform, so you can manually enter the details, add tags to the individual and click Save. That adds them into Popcorn. Or, which most of us will be doing at this stage, is we'll be importing bulk data. So if we click Import here, this takes us through into the import section. So I'm going to click on this here, which takes us through to a file browser, and you can see my spreadsheet's now been selected. I'm going to click Upload, and now within the second you can see that the spreadsheet's been uploaded, and the majority of the column headers have already been pre-mapped for you. The blue shows you that it's been mapped, where it's white means you need to select it. So here we can see that the office field hasn't been mapped, and scroll down, we've got category, that I'm going to map that to tags, and then at the bottom we've got one last activity, and you know what, for this I'm going to skip this one. So I don't want to import that into the system. So in here I'm going to tick that my data has been opted in, which it has, so people have confirmed that they are happy to receive emails from me, and I'm going to process that. Okay, so we can now see that those 40 contacts have been added. I'm going to click on this button now to view contacts, and in here we'll see a list of the people that have just been added to the platform. So at any point when you're inside Popcorn, if you ever see a person's name, you can always just click on the name, it will go blue, and we'll go straight into a really nice simple pop-up. In this section here on the left, there will always be a quick overview of their basic contact information. If we want to add a photo, we can just click here, and we've selected the photo for Elise, and there she is. We can also add notes and comments into here, so I'm going to put a reminder in here to say give her a call about meeting. Okay, I want to add a reminder to that as well, so I'm going to click on this and remind me to give her a call on Saturday at 12:45. Click Save there. This will then send me an email at 12:35, so that's 10 minutes before, reminding me to do the activity. As well, you'll notice here we've got scoring. At the moment she's only got a 1 as the score, but if I want to drive that score up, I can manually add some scoring here. So I'm going to click Add 8, and let's add into the platform. You can see her score's gone up. She's got 9 there with the original 1 plus. So what we can do as well is then click on Details. Inside here we've got some more specific details, and we've got tags. We can see she's already been tagged as health, but I want to add a testing tag, and let's add a new one into there. So let's call dental. Those tags are in there. It's a really powerful way of being able to manage your contacts and segment them later down the line. A bit which I'll talk about shortly is sales pipelines. That's a way of manually managing where they are in the pipeline. The next section is your custom fields, which is just here, and this, if you have information that's not already included in the details section, you want to put it in there and regularly use it for merging, etc., just allocate one of those lines to it. And the final section there is campaigns. Although it's not showing anything at the moment, in this section it will show any email or campaign that Elisa's been included in, so Anna's been included in. So in there you'll be able to see exactly what she's in. You'll be able to remove from campaigns really quickly and easily. And the final section to note here is a status. You can either delete her or you can unsubscribe her from any campaigns, all of which will be recorded in this timeline here. So that's the contact section there. The final thing to note is you saw me put a reminder on Anna. You can see she's appeared here, and what the reminder is. So if we click on there, you can see that reminder is now being highlighted in blue, and you can edit that by clicking here. So click edit and update any of those fields there, or more importantly, once we've accomplished that, we can click here, action, and delete. So we've removed her from the reminders. At any point if you want to quickly filter, if you've got a larger section of reminders, you can click everything. You can click ones that are due today, of the next 7 days, or overdue. So it's a really powerful tool for you being able to manage your reminders. Okay, so the next section I'm going to talk about is the final section of the dashboard, which is the sales pipelines. In here you can see I've already added a column called New Prospects. This automatically adds your hot, warm and cool prospects into there, and that's based upon behaviours. So if people have been opening, clicking and visiting your website, they'll be scored and they'll automatically appear in there. As they go through hot, warm and cool, they'll have different colours allocated to them on this key line. You can also see that we've only got one hot prospect in there, so we can show that by, I just want to use this filter here, so just show me hot prospects. We can see Anna as a single person, and we can see that she's on that pipeline there. At any point you can just click on there to show the list of all hot prospects. We can also click on that to edit the name of the pipeline, delete the pipeline, and more importantly, if we want to send an email to everybody in that pipeline, click there, which will open up the email editor and send an email to those people. So it's a really, really powerful tool. The next section to note is to be able to add more pipelines. What most people do is they tend to mirror their sales process, so it's a really good way of tracking where people are. So for me, the first thing I need to do is I need to pick the phone up and have a conversation with these people. So I'm going to remove that filter there, put everybody back on, and I'm going to move Anna over into the call section. So like I say, that's really nice. You can add as many pipelines as you like. It'll scroll across the page. If you want to have a lot less cluttered approach, click on there, and that'll take you to a full screen view of the pipelines. So really powerful and really simple way of managing your sales process. Okay, so this is the bit you've all probably been waiting for, and that's being able to create your emails. So there's two ways you can handle emails. Firstly, we can do it via campaigns, which enables you to create a folder which you can create multiple emails in, sending to the same list, and do prospect identification based upon a group of emails. So it's really powerful. There's lots of other bits and pieces that go on within that, but for simplicity in this demo, I'm going to talk you through a single email. So if we click here, New, and New Email, you can see now that at the moment there's 4 steps to creating an email. First, we need to put a subject line in there, and we also got the ability to add a reference name. Now the reference name is for if you are sending a couple of emails out with the same subject line and you want to be able to identify what the difference is. Your name and email address are pulled in from your account details, and if you want to have it so responses come back from a different email address, just tick that box there, but I wouldn't recommend that because it'll affect your deliverability. Step 2 is being able to design your email. Now we've invested quite a lot of time in this section, and that's to give you a really nice, really simple email editor. So you can see in here, all you've got to do if you want to add some text, click, drag, drop, and once you're in there, just treat it as if you were typing in a normal Word document. So hello. Types in there, we can adjust all the font sizes, everything. If we want to put some merge tags in, we can scroll through here. So I want to put the person's last name in, and that allows us to edit that. If we can then go back to content, we can drop an image in there. So it's really simple, really easy. Click browse. That then takes us through to the editor. We've got nothing in at the moment, so I'm going to quickly upload an image in there. You can see it's uploading. And once it's uploaded, you can see it sitting there, a nice little preview of it. We can also create folders, so I'm going to create a folder here. So it's an easy way of being able to manage and sort your folders, your images. So once that person's there, I'm going to insert the image into my folder, into my email, sorry, and I can either change it or I can edit that image. So you can see there's a whole load of effects in there, from resizing through to giving really nice little stickers if you really want to do that. So I'm going to click save and add that image into the campaign editor. So that's all done. Okay, so now let's start making this look a little bit more professional. So if we click here to go into the structure, we can choose how we want the layout to be. So this can be a single layout, which we've got there, or we can go for, like, imagine them as columns. So we've got 2 column layout there. We can drag by clicking on this circle here, and we can move things down. So this gives us some really nice, starting to give us some nice positioning around the page. So that's dragged in there. We can, if I want to click on that, you click on the outside, you can see the little bin appears, so we're going to delete that. And then we're going to click on the outside again. That can work both sides, and as we do that, the right hand side now changes and we get the blocks properties. So here I'm going to change the background color of the email to be grey there, and then we're going to close that, going to click on it again, and then I'm going to change the body size of the email to be white, so that way everything stands out. So we've got the white background which we want originally, but a grey general background to the email. We can also go, when we click on this content here, we can adjust things such as all the padding, all the border sizes, all of that can be managed for you in there. If we click on body, that adjusts the actual width of the email, so I'm going to take that up to be 600 pixels wide. So we've got that now, and again we can do a default setting for the general background color we want, so that's selected there, and link color, so all that's sorted in there. Now we've created this email, we can also add additional blocks in there, so if we want to put more stuff in, we can. So I'm just going to drop in now, for simplicity, some social media icons. So click on that. When you click on it, we then get control to edit exactly what's in there, so we can choose which icons are in there, we can add new ones, and then adjust the links there to make them all personal to us. So that's how to edit and create an email. If you want to go full screen at any point, just click that button so you can edit it, and it's a lot easier and a lot simpler to see. Here, which I'll show you shortly, is the spam rating. When we click on that button, it brings a pop-up and it shows you where there's any potential issues around spam that might appear. So if we're using typical words, spammy words, or if we've got broken links in there, or we've got missing information, it'll highlight those and give us an indication how safe it is to get through to your recipient's email box. And then finally, well, not finally, but we've gone and sent a test email to ourselves so we can see how it looks. But if we actually want to see whilst we're in the program how anything looks, click up here to see preview, and then you can see that's what it looks like on a desktop, and if it's on a mobile, that's what it looks like on a mobile. So there's all the editing side of it. Now we've created the email, we need to go and move on to step 3, which is adding contacts. We can see here that we've got 38 contacts available, so I'm going to click add, and then in here we can see all of our contacts. When we're at the stage where we've got thousands, we can use the filters, which I'll talk through in a bit, to cut those down. But we just go through and select the people we want to send these emails to. So select those two, or you know what, I'm going to select all. Click add. We can now see that 15 people have been added in there, and the reason it only showed 15 there is because we're only 15 on that page. But we've added those. We can then go through to decide, do we want to save it as a draft, do we want to send it, or to schedule it. So if I'm going to click schedule, we choose time and date for when we want it to go out, and it'll go out at that time. But because we're doing the demo, I'm not really going to click save here. So next section we're going to move on to is the contacts and reporting. So as I previously discussed, this section here shows you all of the contacts that are in the system. It'll show you how many are active and how many are not active. And when I say not active, that means people have unsubscribed from receiving emails. So when they've unsubscribed, they won't receive them even if you add them into a campaign folder. So from our point of view, if we want to start finding this sort of information, this is the reporting side, I can click on filters, and that will always be there whenever you see a list of contacts, and you can select things such as show me who all the hot prospects are. So if I click filter now, you can see Anna appears, and that's from the task that we were talking about earlier on. So we can also then add multiple things in there, so we can click to see, I want to see, has Anna not unsubscribed, so I'm going to add that into there. So I'm going to click filter, and yes, you can see she's still subscribed to the campaign and she's a hot prospect. If I reverse that round and I put an unsubscribe on this search here, so this is saying show me contacts that are hot and unsubscribed, you can see that she disappears. So let's bring her back. That shows us there, so we've got the are, that are not, and then we've got the advanced criteria. So in here, this is where we can start to look at things such as who's got what tags associated to them, if they've been in specific emails, they've visited specific web pages, have clicked, have not clicked. You've got all these sort of options. So to do this, we click on here and add, so tags, we click on that, and then that'll go through a list of all the tags that are in the system. So let's click exhibitor, and you can see when we filter that, it brings up everybody that's tagged up as an exhibitor in the platform. So it's a really, really powerful tool for you. Once you've got those people selected, we click the select option and action. In there we can choose what we want to do to them. Do we want to add or remove them from a pipeline, add or remove tags to those people? Do we want to add them to a campaign, or just send them an email? So there's a load of options for you, but it just makes reporting a whole lot easier for you. Okay, so there's a quick overview of how Popcorn works and all things you can do within it. I'll be producing more how-to videos on the specific sections, so with more detail appearing soon, but in the meantime, or even after that, if you've got any questions, please feel free to give us a call. Thanks very much and happy emailing.